Like a ball.
What's up, ladies? This is Alex from Mindful Attraction, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you don't fight too much. I hope your crazy uncle doesn't get too drunk, and I hope your grandma doesn't charge for the food. All right, I've heard that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. People are out of control nowadays. And so today we're gonna be talking about once again the Kylie Jenner effect. I'm doing a little series on her, and today is all about hyper femininity that leads to objectification of women and superficial relationships. All right. Now, for those who don't know, I have a special right now for my online courses, which is 35% off my online courses and 25% off my email coachings. All right. So if you want to check it out, go to the link below and you'll be able to get those discounts. Okay. It's only for a few hours. It's only for like 72 hours. And then after that, it's going to be 25% off the whole week. Right. Now, look, what's hyperfemininity? All right. Hyperfemininity is the opposite of what some people call toxic masculinity. It's when somebody embraces their masculinity to such a point that it's almost like a characterization of masculinity, almost like what do people call that word? It was almost like a cartoon version of a masculine man. Now, what tends to happen when a guy is hyper masculine is that he begins to suppress a certain part of his character that only flows through his feminine side. Because what you ladies have to understand is that every one of us has a trait, an undertone of the masculine and the feminine. Because we come from male and female. So genetically, at a genetic level and also at a hormonal level, we all have some of the traits of the opposite sex, right? Now, the Kylie Jenner effect is such that she does all she does for promotion and for money, right? Which is obvious, right? But sometimes what tends to happen is that people mistake the mask for reality. They mistake the roles that they play for who they really are, because they get the reward. They're told how good looking they are, right? And they feel good. So they begin to identify with those rewards, right? And that what tends to happen is that their self-image, who they are, they begin to see themselves as the image that they portrayed onto the world. And that's when the mask is mistaken for reality. Right? And you'll begin to judge yourself, not based on the merit, not based on the things that you do in your life, but based on how feminine you come across. And you begin to suppress that masculine undertone, which is that masculine side of you that makes you ultra attractive. Now, speaking of the masculine, right? I'm actually making a course called Natural Attraction, and Natural Attraction is a course that will teach you. Not natural attraction, natural chemistry is a course that will teach you guys how to create natural chemistry with a guy and maintain a healthy relationship. It's not like my other course, the Psychological Game of Attraction, which is a little dark, right? This one's more lighter. You could show it to your parents, and you could actually purchase it online, and people could look at the statement and not be scared of you, right? Now, women nowadays, I'm looking online, and they're pretty much basing their self-worth based on how feminine they are, right? What you'll see is an exaggeration of femininity to such a point that it's not even reality. You know, these girls are judging themselves based on how feminine they are. Now, what they don't notice is that the women who have the most power, the women who have the most pull in society, have a masculine undertone. You think of women such as Rihanna. You think of women, even what's her name again? Do you believe? No, Gwen Stefani. Is it Gwen Stefani? She was like the Lady Gaga of the time of back then, right? But what you'll notice is that the most powerful women have a masculine undertone, right? And what tends to happen is that it is your masculine undertone that produces respect. It is your masculine undertone that makes you well-rounded, because there's a certain part of each woman's character that can only be expressed if they embrace their masculinity. Now, the problem is that a lot of women just think that it's just like guys who work out and think that having muscles is what gets you guys attracted. And the reason why is because they're looking at themselves through their own insecurities. They're buying into the media. They think that to get women, you got to get cars, which it does work, right? You got to be strong and muscular, which it does work, but it's not all. And what tends to happen is that guys will just run with it and go the other direction. And the reason why they go the other direction is because they're being led by insecurity. They're being led by emotion. So the problem with all of this is that this tends to make women into just objects, and they'll begin to see themselves as just objects. See what I'm saying? Because what they see with Kylie Jenner is that her self-esteem appears to be a good, they assume that she has high self-esteem because of the hyper femininity. But they don't understand the corrosive and the toxicity whenever you just embrace your feminine side. People would just see you as an object, and you feel as an object, and you're gonna resent that. You're gonna resent the fact that you have to act this way to get attention. And it's gonna feel like you gotta play onto it. And in fact, you're gonna feel like you're a dancing monkey in one weird way or another. Because the only way for you to feel good is to be hyper feminine, hide your masculine, and a part of you will resent that. That part of you that resents that need to always be differential and feminine will come out in passive aggressive way through your shadow. Your shadow will become thicker, and you'll grow resentful because you have to play these roles. And that is something that will create inner conflict and resentment. And you'll feel like you're not really yourself. And how would you feel that? Because you feel a sense, almost like a hint of self-hatred, right? You feel that depression. I'm sick of my dog is here. Missy, come here, Missy. Right? And what tends to happen is that the only guys who you're going to attract are guys that are looking for objects. I was gonna say you end up attracting guys like me, but most likely I will come to you. If you just show femininity to me, hyper femininity, I will come to you and take advantage of you. If you just show me that side, there's a part of me that can't help but take advantage of you. And you know what's gonna happen? Like AMS said, you're gonna be sucking a whole lot of dick because you think that's not my saying, people. Because you think that this is how you get guys to like you. And what would tend to happen is that you can only provide so much pleasure. And once you provide it, the guy will pull away and you feel resentful. But you were trained to only get attention through your femininity. You were trained to only get attention to how you look on camera. And your self-esteem is only based on that. And what's going to happen is that the more you go to that well to feel good through getting those Instagram likes, through getting those validation, the more corrosive and rotten is going to feel inside of you. And most of your relationship are going to be short term, or maybe you're just going to get with a guy who's a narcissist who cheats on you, and you end up alone, right? So what you want to do is embrace your masculine. How do you do that? Well, first of all, you wanna wean yourself off of social media, right? You want to get off of that because that embrace. Now look, please, my dick says please don't listen to me. All right, my dick does not want that shit. In fact, my dick just wants you guys to be more hyper feminine because it benefits me. But my higher self would tell you guys to get off of it. At least for a time. And notice how you feel. Notice the emptiness that you feel. Because that emptiness is almost like that emptiness the emptiness that you're gonna feel as a result of not getting that validation from social media is almost as gonna be it's almost like the scar, because the scar that you have by you suppressing your masculine. Because when you suppress your masculine, ladies, it's gonna fuel your femininity into a toxic. It's almost like when you drink too much water, it's not good for you, right? You got to learn to be more balanced. So what I would recommend now look, please, if you're following me, don't listen to me on Instagram because that's going to hurt my followings, right? Right? But what I would do is just stop posting photos. Allow yourself to feel that emptiness and ask yourself, how can I feel good without these likes? Honestly, ask yourself, what can I do to feel good without getting social media likes? Honestly, just ask yourself that and keep asking yourself that, and you're going to find the answer, right? What's going to happen is this. It's like when I was younger, right? What's funny is that the more confident I became in my life, the more feminine I became. Because when I was younger, I was trying to be super masculine because I thought that's what's going to get women. And what just happens is that when you're hyper feminine, you begin to see guys not as who they are, but as objects to make you feel good. And vice versa. So you're only attracting people who have a similar projection, people who are hyper feminine and hyper masculine, right? And that's why you have a lot of women like Cardi B or women such as what you call it as Cardi B, Kylie Jenner, all or Kim Kardashian to a certain point, right? Because Kanye's a little crazy, right? But I'm not gonna judge that. But the point is that you just attract the opposite of who you are. Abusive people, even to a point. You might say, "Oh, but I'm not abusive." But sometimes you abuse yourself by restricting the range of your personality. Look, man, it is toxic when you don't embrace the full range of your personality. You're only embracing the deep end of who you are. What you got to do is find the mid-range of your personality. You're not so hyper feminine. You take shit. You fart. You burp. All that shit. And I'm not saying you to do that shit in front of people. What I'm saying is that you want to embrace some of the parts of you that are not considered feminine. And we all have that. So if you're somebody who's normally more quiet, as an exercise in assertiveness, be a little bit more assertive. If you normally say yes all the time, learn to say no. If you're normally aggressive, learn to be more passive and vice versa. If you normally passive, learn to be more aggressive. If you normally defend yourself, learn to be on the attack. If you're normally on the attack, learn to be on the defensive. If you say to yourself, I don't like this or that, try it for the sake of it. You want to go in the opposite direction as an exercise to discover yourself. And you gotta, in order to do this, you gotta drown outside noise. That's what I would recommend, to go on a social media break. Unless you follow me on Instagram, please don't do that. Don't lower my stats, right? And I can promise you, man, the more ladies do this, the more ladies follow this path of hyperfemininity, the more plastic surgery you're gonna end up having. Because not everyone is super feminine. There's only a few women in the world who have those hips and those that body, right? But I could promise you that it's crazy, because most of the women that I end up making my girlfriend, which are not many of them, to be honest with you, aren't hyper feminine. In fact, they're pretty normal. In fact, the girls that I really liked had a little bit of masculinity to them. Oh, they were sorry. Yeah, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Hyperfemininity is just insecurity. That's not who you really are, girl. And that's not who Kylie Jenner really is. She's just playing a role. But the problem is that the role that they mistake the mask for reality. So learn to go back to those hobbies that you did when you were a child that was considered a little masculine, right? Now, if you're a masculine woman, on the other hand, that might mean that you're on the defensive. You might have been hurt and you're not trying to get hurt, and that's why you're masculine. But we could talk about that about somebody else. If you know a woman who's masculine on the internet, like a famous lady, let me know and I'll make a video about that, right? But that's the Kylie Jenner effect. Hyperfemininity. It is not healthy. It benefits me. Do I love that culture, right? But my higher self, unfortunately, sorry, nigga, my higher self says that is not healthy. It leads to you being used by me. Well, ladies, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. If you want one-on-one coaching, go to the link below. If you want to check out my online courses, go to the link below as well. You guys be safe. Peace out, motherfuckers.
All right, ladies. So this is the course that all of you guys have been asking me for, and it's the psychological game of attraction. This is pretty much the course that will make any man beg to want to commit with you. This is the course that I wish, I'll be honest with you, if I was a woman, this is the kind of course that I want, because it's a course that's specifically geared to help you understand how guys fall in love and how to do it in a systematic way that's almost predictable, right? So let me show you guys how this course is set up. By the way, there's a 30-day money back guaranteed on this course. So if you guys don't like it, you guys will get money back. Look, let me show you how it's done, right? So it's split up in a few sections. The first section is the introduction, obviously, what to expect from it. After that is giving you an understanding of the psychology of attraction, right? Because you need to understand that dating is a game. You need to think strategically, that there are certain laws of human nature that you cannot break, and just a few things of why people love each other. It's very important to have a realistic expectation. After that, we go into the we go into the 3 phases of every relationship. They all go in these 3 phases, and these phases could overlap each other at times, right? The first phase is the pre-honeymoon period. It is when you first know the person, or it is when you're becoming acquaintance with the guy, or it is when you guys broke up and are back together, or it is when you guys had a long period of you guys not knowing each other, and now you guys want to rekindle things. This works in any point of the relationship that you need to spark interest and curiosity. So these videos are specific for that, specific to create curiosity, how to get to know the guy the right way, using your nonverbals, how to create a powerful reputation. It's truly powerful stuff. After that is the honeymoon period. This honeymoon period is how to get from curiosity to interest to creating a deep connection. So all of these videos are specifically geared to that. Not the 30, no. These specific videos are there for this phase, and this phase is any phase. You guys are having a good, happy moment. You guys just got back together, and now you feel that peak. You feel that happiness that you guys felt. That's what this is, right? So these videos are there for that, creating a lonely fantasy, the preemptive breakup, the triangle of love, using words to control his man. It's powerful stuff. After that is the post-honeymoon period, and again, is a short list of videos because these videos are there to solidify the connection that you already created. So if you just had an incredible moment, or you just came out of a vacation with a guy and everything went well, you better use this phase, because if you don't do this, he's gonna become disenchanted. It's just how it is. These are very specific videos, and if you and all you gotta do is just say, all right, where am I? I tell you where you guys are, and you just watch the video. It's pretty much like being coached by me. You got some bonus videos: stop being nice, dealing with the inevitable, how to deal with breakup, how to deal with getting over a dude. This is the how to overcome manipulation, identifying manipulation, deterring manipulation, defending yourself against manipulation, what to do if you're already in a manipulative relationship, and how to avoid them through detachment. It's pretty much an extremely succinct and laser focused course. Not one waste of motion. That's why I love it. And there's a 30-day money back guarantee if you guys don't like it. No questions asked, people. All right. And if you guys want to support this channel, this is how you support it. And I hope you guys enjoy this. All right. See you guys inside.